Hi everyone, this is David, and on behalf of Philippe and myself, welcome to a new walkthrough of the functionality, the new scraping functionality that we've added into the Wallet Push knowledge base here. Let me explain what I've done over the weekend. So prior to this update, you could only upload a PDF. So what I've also added here is a web crawl. So the way that this works, obviously, it's a lot easier for you to scrape individual websites. Now, as Philippe said in the Slack general channel, be careful of the websites that you're scraping, especially if it is for a specific business that you're working with. Over the weekend, I was testing it on things like TripAdvisor, Groupon, and it was working. But obviously I don't care what TripAdvisor, I don't have an account with TripAdvisor, and I wasn't scraping deep, I was just scraping things to do. But so be careful, and obviously here, so say for example, if you're dealing with this one here is a steakhouse in Bali. So here, the website's nice. They've got an about us, contact, menus, so pretty much everything's there. So let me run through how you scrape first and foremost, and then I'll explain how you can use and test that knowledge. So the very first thing that you've got to do is select the business. So this again is going to be the different high level and mobile wallet accounts that you've created. So here I want to add the web crawl to my AI Bali guide. So I select that particular business and then I say, okay, so which web URL do you want to scrape? Well, here I found one here this morning. It's called onbali.com. So it's got, a lot. So here we've got hotels, restaurants in Bali, cafes, beach clubs in Bali. So there's quite a lot here. So all of these other things that I can scrape. So, it's got upcoming events, new places to visit, right? So there's quite a lot that I can get from this particular website. So I am going to scrape that. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of links. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So there's 40 different pages here that I potentially could scrape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to actually grab the URL here. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to come back over to here. I'm going to paste in the URL here. And this again is where you add the meta tags. So here, I'd have to be careful because it's got like all of these different categories. So what could we actually have here? Hotels. I don't want to really give any of this a specific category. What I'll do is I'll let the scraping itself here. So I'll just put here things to do in Bali. Okay, let me explain the max depth and the page limit. So max depth, what that does, so let me explain here. So on this, the scraper is going to come in and it's going to scrape this individual, page here, and then it's going to click through on all of the different links. So for example, the scraper is going to click on this, and that is depth 1. So that is clicking on all. It's then going to say, okay, so I've got this. If I had a depth 2, then it's going to come to this page and it's going to click on all of these other links. So what I would advise doing is leave this at max depth 2, and then the amount of pages, the absolute maximum of pages that you want to that you want to scrape. So here I counted 40 links, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, I want to scrape, for testing purposes, I want to scrape a limit of 20. And then here you have to put a Firecrawl API key. So all you need to do is click on this particular link here. That's going to take you to Firecrawl, and then you can create a free account. When you basically sign up for that, it's going to give you 500 credits, which is basically scraping 500 individual pages, which is plenty. I think it's pretty cheap to scrape others. So as you can see, this is free. So I've got a free account which allows me to scrape 500 pages per month, which is plenty. So what you do here, when you sign up for an account, you click on the dashboard, you come to the dashboard, and you copy the API key. And then you come back here, and then you paste the API key. Don't click on the test key because that's not 100% functional. The add URL is fully functional. So all you need to do here is once you've got, so select the business to make sure you're selecting the correct business, right? Then the main URL, give it a meta tag. So again, for the boys and cows, I tagged it Steakhouse Bali, featured restaurant Bali. So again, the way that you're tagging here is when you do within the chat, when you're actually searching, show me some good steakhouse restaurants in Bali, is going to pull that boys, this boys and cow website. So let me start this here. So again, I've added the API key. I'm scraping 20 pages with a max depth of 2. So I'm going to click on add URL, and then you'll see that starts the background process. So that goes into a queue. And what's happening is if there's no other the websites being currently crawled, it will pretty much start instantly. Now, over the weekend, I did some testing with some pretty big scrapes, and sort of max time that it takes is roughly, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes per scrape. Same roughly for the uploading of a PDF. Obviously, what I'm going to be doing is adding in functionality here that's going to give you real-time feedback as to whether or not that particular scrape was successful or if it failed. The only time it will fail is when the website is powered by JavaScript text. It can't scrape JavaScript. So at the moment, until I develop that, which is obviously the next logical step for Philippe and myself to develop, is a real-time notifications whether or not your PDF upload or whether or not your website crawl was actually successful. So obviously for now, the way that we can test that is at the bottom here, we can view uploaded PDFs and scraped URLs. So I select a business, AI Bali Guide, and I can see here that I've uploaded a PDF for the Japanese restaurant here, which says process. I can then delete that if I don't want it. And then all of the different URLs that I've scraped. So TripAdvisor here, this is a particular, so this here, the beaches in Bali. So I scraped for the beaches in Bali, the boy and cow. So here, I scraped that. I also scraped the nightlife in Bali, all of these different nightlife. So the way that I'm testing this right now, obviously I have access to the back end, so I can see what failed and what is successful. But for now, all I can do is obviously come to the chat and test. So say for example, I want to test the TripAdvisor. Was that successful? So I can come in and I can say, what are some good beaches? Okay, so here, as you can see, it's actually pulling from the TripAdvisor. and it's nice. See, it's nicely formatted. Looks beautiful. Okay, so let's try the. So let's say I want to test the steakhouse. Any great great steakhouses in Bali? Absolutely, if you look so, Boys and Cow Semini as a must visit is a tomahawk steak, porterhouse steak, classic. In addition, Boys and Cow now offers a meticulously curated international wine list. Ooh, perfect, right? This is great. Let's say, okay, can you show me the starter menu, please? Showing me the wrong one. Sorry. Okay, so Salt Lake Beats. When we come over, let's have a look at the menu. So menu, food, Salt Lake Beats. Okay, so it's pulling all of the Australian beef. Okay, so everything's correct. Look, so you've got the strip line, the price. So again, it's nicely formatted. Everything is coming through as it should do. So let's just test the. So we did the nightlife as well. So so I can put here any great nightclubs in Canggu, which is a neighborhood of Bali. So there you go. So it's actually giving me a place, Swingers Bar, located, craft cocktails, tempting bites, enjoy your night out. So I could actually say, what about venues that play techno? I love techno. Well, okay, so it's pulling all of this from the nightlife guide. Enjoy your techno night in Bali. So let's test whether or not we were successful on Bali. So let's see what we can have a grab. So Bali Spirit Festival. Let's ask any upcoming festivals. Any question mark. Okay, so it's not actually finished the actual scrape because it's quite big, so it's probably taking its time on the scrape. But basically here, what it's doing, again, if you wait 3 to 5 minutes and then look at what you scrape, if it pulls back all of the information and that information is pretty much feeding back what the website is saying, then you know that website crawl was successful. Again, give it a little bit of time, but this really, again, enables every one of us to be able to really, again, whether or not you're doing something like a knowledge base for a community, whether or not it's a city guide, whether or not it's a wine club membership, a gym, you could literally scrape their website and within, again, 5 to 10 minutes, you can actually show people, hey, look, I can ask for specific things on a menu. What time are your classes? All of this type of valuable information. So that's where we're at right now. Obviously, I'm going to be doing things like, making the AI more, it's fine as it is right now. It just needs fine tuning. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. I will be setting up, so obviously I had a very long weekend getting this done, but it's now done. So over the next couple of days, I will be finishing the installs for you that have now set up that domain. So hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and we'll catch up soon. Take care.